Hi lovely people, I'm Debs. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Raina Read Stuff. I'm here in the book shack. It's Tuesday. I'm going to do a Tag Tuesday. This is the New Year, New Me book tag for 2025. It has been very recently created by Kevin at Kevin Tao. And I was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat and Alan at Alan Reads. And I thought, even though I've got a stack of tags still to get through, I thought I would do this one now, because if I leave it, it'll be October and you can't do a New Year, New Me book tag in October. So there are 8 questions and a tag people prompt. So, number 1, what is one book from your 2025 reading goals that scares you? That's easy. James Joyce scared me last year. He continues to scare me this year. I have signed up for a reading of Finnegan's Wake with some lovely, lovely people that include Book Chat with Pat. It's been set up by Roy at Roy Reads Anything. Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics is involved. I don't know why we're doing this, but we're going to. I think if Ulysses was difficult for me to understand, and it was, Finnegan's Wake's probably going to be worse. Anyway, it's not. There's only excerpts in this. I've got it as an ebook, but I'm thinking maybe I read Dubliners before we get to Finnegan's Wake. Anyway, that is the book that scares me. Where shall I put it? Let's put it there. Question number 2. What is the one book on your 2025 reading goals that you want to start immediately? Well, actually, there's 2. There are some really good year-long reading events this year, and one of them, which is called, I want to say, Essential Drama. Anyway, it's been organised by Angelia at Read and Reread. And one of the plays that I am really interested in reading and have wanted to read for years but just never got round to it is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead by Tom Stoppard. The other book that I really want to read is from another year-long reading event, and that is the Reading the Globe event that has been set up by Katia at Page Turners with Katia and Roz at Scally Dandelion About the Books. And that's The Wind Knows My Name by Isabelle Allende. I've never read any of Isabelle Allende's work. I actually do have some on my shelves, so maybe I'll try a couple of different ones to stop me from wanting to read The Wind Knows My Name immediately, because actually it's scheduled for the December book, so I've got a long time to wait. Question 3. Which book last year pushed you to reflect and or grow as a reader? Now, I did think about this. I read quite a lot of classics last year, big classics. So we did Ulysses, I did War and Peace, I did Les Miserables, and they were all with wonderful groups. It was a wonderful reading experience, each of them. But I think I'm going to go for this. Well, I am going to go for this. Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This really was my first proper Gothic graphic novel. And I was really surprised at what an impact they could have. To be honest, before I read this, I thought graphic novels were a bit of a cop-out, and that it was mainly teenage boys who read them. Well, it just shows how ignorant I was, because this was fabulous. I don't know if you've read it, but it's the story of the author and artist's father. It's about Art Spiegelman's dad in a concentration camp during the Second World War. It's also about his dad's descent into dementia, and it's about the relationship between him and his dad. And the occupants of the concentration camp were depicted as mice, and the Nazis were depicted as cats. This book has been both lauded and banned, but I thought it was brilliant, and it really opened my eyes to the impact of a graphic novel. I've gone on to read several more since, like Persepolis by Marion Satrapi, and I have developed a real love for graphic novels. Question 4? What is one author you plan to try for the first time in 2025? There's lots, actually, because I've joined several group reads that are year long. There are some playwrights that I haven't read that I'm looking forward to. There are a lot of authors, international authors, for the Reading the Globe project that I haven't read and I am looking forward to. There's also things that I have, books that I have, but I think probably I'm really looking for, I forgot to bring it over, hold on a sec. Sorry, it was in a pile just out of reach. I'm really looking forward to this, the postcard, and I don't know whether it's Anne Berest or Anne Beret, but this is translated from the French, and I may well start this very soon. Question number 5. What is one book and or series you revisit for comfort? Well, the author that I revisit time and time again for comfort is P.G. Wodehouse. I love the Jeeves and Wooster series, but I also love Blandings. This one is Life at Blandings, and it includes Something Fresh, Summer Lightning, and Heavy Weather. If I want to cheer myself up, or just read something fun and forget the woes of the world, P.G. Wodehouse is where I go. For short stories, actually, I go to Saki, Hector Hugh Munro, and I love his short stories. Number 6. What is your favourite debut book or first book in a series that you read last year? Well, we're going back in time. I read The Warden by Anthony Trollope in Victober, and I absolutely loved it. I was first introduced to Anthony Trollope the previous Victober when we read as a group read The Way We Live Now, and was really surprised at how much I loved it. I didn't read any during last year until 2024 Victober when I read this. I am hoping that I will read several more of these over this year. So this is the first of the Chronicles of Barsetshire, and I think there might be 6. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? Yes, I do. I have several, but my main one is my classic 60 before 60. I decided on my birthday last year, my birthday's in October, that I wanted to read 60 classic books before my birthday this year, when I will be 60. So far, I have read 12, which isn't bad going. And I've read These Happy Golden Years, which finished off The Little House on the Prairie for me. I read the whole series last year. Laura Ingalls Wilder, I class that as a children's classic. I read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley for the first time. I read Dune Messiah, the second book in the Dune trilogy. I planned to read. I plan to read the third very soon. That's by Frank Herbert, classic sci-fi. I read 2 plays by Anton Chekhov, classic Russian drama, The Seagull and the Cherry Orchard. Classic humour, P.G. Wodehouse, Carry On Jeeves. I read some classic American literature, Elizabeth Smart's By Grand Central Station, I Sat Down and Wept. And then The Snows of Kilimanjaro by Ernest Hemingway. Then I read The Jungle Books for the first time by Rudyard Kipling, another classic children's author. I very much enjoyed Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, which I read with the Vonnegut Group end of last year. That's a modern classic. I read Medea by Euripides, Greek classic. Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray, and A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So I'm doing all right, I think. I'm 12 down on my 60 classics before I'm 60. Bonus. Do you have a non-book related goal for 2025 I wish to share? I want to get my writing on track. I think that's my main goal for this year. As I've said many times before, was a journalist for 40 years, but actually I've always wanted to write fiction, and I've never really done it because I'm a big wuss and I'm scared. But I don't know. I knew what I was doing with journalism, and I'm not sure I do with fiction. But anyway, I'm going to go for it this year. That's my plan. And that's it. That's all 8 questions. Obviously, I need to tag people. Now, this is very difficult because Pat has tagged an awful lot of people. So, Sarah, at My Granny Era, I'm tagging you again because I don't think Pat has tagged you. And then, I can't make this work now. Right, then I am going to tag I know who I'm going to tag. I don't know if she does tags. Colonel Mustard in the library. I'm tagging you. I think I might just leave it at the 2. yeah, I'm just going to leave it there, I think. So that's the end of the tag. Thank you for popping by. I shall be back on Thursday when I am going to explain a bit, because somebody has asked me to explain a bit about my Read Around the World project, which is a personal project additional to the Reading the Globe event. So yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. Thanks for popping by. I really appreciate it. If any of you want to do this tag, do it, because it's quite good fun. Yeah, that's about it for today. Thanks for popping by. I always love to talk to you, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.